Today I'm going to be reacting to the first ever Gacha Live mini movie I ever made. I think it's the first at least, if not the first that I still have. In case you're wondering, the video is set up because as a kid I just needed everything over like 2 seconds long. But for some reason I decided that this eye bleach of main character was perfect design. 10 out of 10. All the names are randomly generated by the Gacha name system, by the way. I was very creative as a kid. And in case you're wondering why there's no parents in the for her or anywhere, I was lazy and so yeah, she just doesn't have any parents. I very much apologize for every single thing going frame by frame, but I was kind of inspired by a lot of older gotcha, like human in all blank school. So there's going to be few stereotypes in this. Not done well, as you can see. The bully character showed up. I don't know how to describe her really. And in retrospective, it was kind of weird for the main character to just be like, I'm gonna make my judgment on you based on nothing besides the fact that you look quote unquote rich and pretty. Also, that name error was actually genuinely me, and I was too lazy, so I just incorporated it by the story. This is painful, like that thinking that, looking back, knowing that I made this. So, god awful character design in the far left. Please put child me down for thinking that this was a good design, and my character speaking was was like meant to have a lot more of an impact on the story, but I was just like, their whole purpose was telling rumors. That it. It's definitely a gotcha mini movie. If this wasn't sped up, we would be here all day. I'm not the best at reacting, but in case you're wondering, this had no sound at all. There was no bell sound effect. It was just, oh, there was a bell, imaginary bell that we all can hear for no reason. Time to go into class. Someone needs to shoot shot me for these god awful designs I thought were good. I just, they all look like neon bleach. And this teacher character I put zero effort into. As you can see, she hates to be here. She hates it here, and she's probably the only realistic character because she doesn't want to be here. Love the text being cut off by child me having like 50 transitions all at once. We're not even a quarter way done. Jeez. Um, yeah. Before I learned about asteroids, I was just like, obviously, parentheses is the way to go. Also, I love how long it takes for her to actually feel the impact of the fall, but how quick it takes for someone to stand up, to stare at her. I I don't know what I was trying to do with this character. You'll see later on that he's just a dumpster fire of a well-written character. Yeah, he's not even well-written. He's just plot device. But if you notice, Celia is blushing. Everyone in the story does not need like proper emotional connection to just fall in love with each other. They will look at each other and be like, they're cute. They're my spouse now. They're my true love. And it's something. It's something a terrible, god awful writing choice I made. God, this is so slow. Also, shout out to Arion. He does nothing whatsoever. I real quickly should say that this character, despite being called Meh, was not a representation of me whatsoever. Her name was Kitten, and she was my character's imaginary younger sister. Yeah, take all the time you need for that. And she has actually shown up in a few videos in the past, redesigned, of course, so she doesn't look like a god awful creation I made when I was 10. I think I was 10 when I made this. But she just served to be like at lunch. Love, love this beautiful plot digression. Plot. This is the most reasonable thing that this character will say throughout the whole story. Let that sink in. I just, I had the character included in the scene. It's just like, well, I gotta have the characters call him out. There we go. I'll just have him be like, hey, is your sister paying you to spy on us, despite the fact that your sister has so far only tripped the main character, but no one really could tell it was her. I mean, maybe, but and let's see, Evelyn. I know it's meant to probably be pronounced Evelyn, but no, Evelyn. I refuse to give her a normal name with the way she looks. It is blushing because there was originally going to be a side plot with her and Arion. It got cut, and the story has so many cut things that you just gotta have to assume and go with. Like a child me was lazy. Also, in retrospective, making Kyoki be the most jealous mofo to exist is such a red flag because he doesn't know her, yet is is this over someone saying hi. I don't think there's like one decent human being, not even human really, being in this whole thing. So Celia's complete mood change her whole mood change is because I was like, I have to make her not show that she's completely interested in Clive, and this will go against a future plot point you'll see. And Priscilla, it's just how I kind of feel right now, reacting to this. Angry. What is this? What is this? Oh, and there's Kitten again for the non-existent audience. Yay, waiting 6 years for her to change. Also, her ears changed because I genuinely forgot what ears I used for her. Yeah, that plot point is because I forgot. And I'm not even sure how this character knew where she lived, considering the fact that they asked to see the movie. They didn't exchange numbers or addresses. Maybe it happened off screen and that he totally didn't just follow her home. As you can see, Clive did a complete 180 with his character. I think I was trying to like make him a player or playboy, but kind of forgot that they have to have at least enough redeeming qualities to like make someone attracted to them and not immediately throw them on the side when they got halfway to the point. Presenting the long walk that takes like 6 years. We are halfway done, by the way, at least on my end. I don't know. Also, Priscilla showing up was like meant to imply that like she also went on the date and oh he's gonna be hanging out with her. But I couldn't like be bothered to make an actual cinema scene where it's shown that Clive has actual no interest in Celia and wants Priscilla. No. I was just like, yeah, this is good. This is good enough. And again, presenting the most fan fiction of plots coming up soon. The most fan fictiony of Gacha life mini movie plots I have made so far. This is like meant to be a super dramatic thing, but like looking back, their walk was like 5 to 10 minutes long, and they only passed by one thing, so it shouldn't take like you're gonna see. There's so many things about this image. Why is she in front of a city in the middle of the night when 5 minutes ago it was sunset at the time? Why is Kyoki just casually strolling the outskirts of the city at night? None of this will be explained except this happened for the plot and so that way Kyoki could have a ship moment with her. As a kid, I thought this was the most romantic thing I'd ever done. Having this one character be like, "Oh my God, are you alright? You're passing out from the cold. So I'm just gonna give you my jacket and then, take you home. Yeah, I can just carry you on my back home." Um, Also the implication about this big house is that Kyoki and Cecilia were rich. That was the implication. That I was just like, yeah, they're gonna be rich and it's gonna be a plot point. It was never a plot point. Priscilla's Priscilla asking a genuine question for the wrong reasons. Because why did he take? He took her home, so handing her to a police station because she's a missing minor because she's in school. She instead of just calling the police because he found a classmate of his lying. No, no, you're gonna see what he does. You're you're gonna see this god awful choice he does. He places her in his bed. Yeah, he took his he took a person home and then instead of placing her on the couch or anything, just like, yep, you're going in the bed. There you go. Also, Priscilla accidentally misgendering Cecilia. Um, take that as what you will. It happened because I accidentally forgot the S and did not want to type it all out again. But Priscilla asking the right questions for the wrong reasons. Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Uh, Kyoki being red flags, or is this? No, wait, I misread it. He's not exactly being the red flag, but he is a red flag. This is meant to be like his super empowering moment to stand up to his big, mean, older, rude, prob probably verbally abusive sister, and it's just, yeah, no, here's the red flag part. He's just like, yeah, no, she doesn't like him. They help. I mean, I did just bring her home, and you know, I mean, at least he's not jealous just by saying another man's name. As you can see, no mention of their parents. I think I was like meant to have like a mention of like their parents being away on business, but for gore, again, and once again in front of the stage of no audience. Oh, in case you're curious, there was a deleted scene where Cecilia is sleeping in the bed and Kyoki passes by and she grabs him and forces him to cuddle with her, and he just kind of accepts it. Take that as what you will. Honestly, this thing is a dumpster fire, and the reason I cut it was because it was like, no, this is too explicit. I say, and it's just two people cuddling. Child me was very adverse to anything I would deem like wrong or explicit. I remember I once was gonna have like a gotcha mini movie, but I wanted their parents to be bad, and I was just like, no, I have them be evil and abusive. That's wrong. That's wrong. I'd be committing a sin against God if I had a non-happy family. No, that's the most unrealistic part about the story. And the story is meant to take place in a post-apocalyptic world. Love the fact that Cecilia can just find her way home from a home she's never been to. Also, I liked the ears in this design more, so they stayed just because I like their design more. And yeah, this is also meant to be another ship moment, I guess. The rest of this is just like, oh yeah, and Cecilia now has a crush on this guy. Also, I love the fact that she just kind of is like, here's your jacket. Oh, what, how am I wearing a different shirt than I was last night? Don't question it. I got a big giant bunny on my back. I think that's like meant to be a backpack, but Jesus. Longest grab in century, people. Uh, there's so many things. One, Lynn immediately figuring out that Cecilia is a human based on nothing. I mean, it could be the ears, but it's just like that girl human. That girl human. She's not just odd. She's a human. I may have mentioned it. She may have been like, hey, that new girl, she's a human in the first part. I don't fully remember. It's 7 minutes of this. How do you expect me to remember that? I'm a goldfish. And this 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 is such a dumpster fire. This is also meant to be another ship moment. And Percival is just like, yes, this is my man now. Jesus, Cecilia. I I am not sure. Cecilia's just like, you man who took me on a date and then left me. You deserve the girl that tripped me. Perfect, I do dare say so myself. Evelyn is Evelyn is being is my being like, oh yeah, someone has to address it. Evelyn has just done so far address, 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 and be like, hey, you should go on a date with this guy, and then it ends up being the worst decision she's made her life, besides changing her ears. Gaslight gatekeep girl boss Cecilia. Also, this never happens again. Evelyn was just like meant to be like super scary and intimidating, but this is nightmare fuel. And not like the, oh, it's genuinely terrifying in like the way that it's, what the fuck is this? Saved by the non-existent bell that we love, cherish, and worship in the school. It dictates everything. Kitten again, I think for the last time. And Arion summarizing the, the non-existent plot. Clive once again being inconsistent. I may have left her, but I love her, I swear. I love the fact that like these people are the only students in this whole school. You'll never see another one. Just them. The whole world revolves around them. their teacher's the only outlier to this being like, I exist to teach, nothing else. Also, love the fact that Cecilia doesn't try to do anything and is just like, yeah, this is my life now. And Clive being like, wow, I'm the worst character in this whole thing. I do 180s like I'm doing backflips. That's not 180, but you get what I mean. They're also just surprised Pikachu face, but she's just like, man, my actions, my actions have consequences, even though it's debatable if they should. I'm, I'm not fully sure if she is in the wrong though, because I didn't clarify really that this is an all animal school ever, or an hybrid school. And even if so, how did she get accepted? Never mind. I'm overthinking this thing. I'm overthinking all of this. Clive is Kyoki, 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 dumbass. You were so many red flags. You were simping over this poor girl, and then like, man, I like her, but I'm not gonna say anything, even though like that was like the one time my simping would probably be like not like go reciprocated, but be a little bit comforting, but being like, hey, even though you're a human, I think you're neat. Might not get a confession, but like you could comfort the poor girl. Also, Cecilia running away slowly sequence with Evelyn right after. Um Presenting the most unsatisfying ending. This is meant to be a happy ending. Evelyn being like, hey, even though you're human and kind of lied about your identity a bit, I'm still your friend. There is a part two, but it's a gotcha life music video without any music and and a few and definitely lots of spelling errors. Who am I kidding? There's not a few, there's lots. And it kind of is just like, hey, you remember the plot point here? Erased, 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 erased. It's great. If you guys want, I'll react to it, but it will probably be worse than this since it's a music video with no music. This was hard to get through. I'm sorry.